Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. It's your ghost host with the most. And
Tiki here and BlueDragonFive.
yes, indeed.
Here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs and dusting off the cobwebs as we recount our spooky selection of holiday classics.
So like the jack-o'-lanterns, suit up and grab the candy dish. As we revive and recount tonight's selection, the Toy Story of Terror.
Maniacal laugh.
Okay, wow. First of all, before we go any further, I can't believe I fucking forgot to say Tiki here. Jesus Christ. Wow. That was bad. That was bad. I'm sorry. Alright, so how you doing, Blue Dragon 5?
I'm well.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're doing our Halloween stuff a little late. We're kind of it's kind of like the YouTube equivalent of last minute Christmas shopping. It's last minute Halloween YouTubing. It's like, oh crap, Halloween's coming up. Better do something. So yeah, with the haunted holiday hijinks, pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to be going over some of the better. Would it safe to say we're covering all animated stuff, Blue Dragon 5? Or is there
Not exactly. I mean,
that I'm forgetting about?
we do have some technically live action stuff on the pipeline. Plus, for the future reference, like if we do this next year, assuming this goes well, we might branch into some more live action following. But yeah, this year's pretty much animated, and animated in different senses of the word, I suppose, in terms of live action. But yes.
All right. And hey, we're actually doing holiday stuff at an appropriate time instead of Christmas in July. So yeah, yay for us.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Toy Story of Terror. This was a treat. This is the first time I saw this, which was about 15 minutes before we started. So
Oh really? So it was the first time you ever saw it, huh?
actually, yeah. So you're getting kind of my first impression. So that should be fun.
Well, a little bit of background for you and the folks here about it. Very minimal, very minimal. So this special actually debuted last year, same year as Monsters University. So essentially, the Pixar have been doing a series of Toy Story tunes up to this point, and kind of an odd, way the world works. Toy Story, in its earliest conception, was going to start out as an ABC holiday special. It was going to be a Christmas special on the,
Yeah, that's right.
way back in the day, and look how far they've come now. Now they've been
long before Evil Woody even existed.
Oh yeah, back when it was just Tinny, the tin toy, and the ventriloquist dummy.
Right.
Anyway, so they come full circle here, and now they finally, after many successful and very wonderful Toy Story tunes, they've come to be requested to do something for the holiday. If not do something completely Halloween centric, then something kind of we can air around the holiday. It's going to be just kind of a spooky homage to the great horror films of the day.
Oh yes, and Purple Pants doesn't let us forget that.
Very true. It's pretty much, it's an ABC special. Also, it airs on Disney now and again. They've been repeating it a few times, which I'm glad for. Because last year, I don't know what gives airing these things sometimes. Because like last year, it only comes on once. Now it comes on a few times.
Wow.
Yeah, it came on like once, maybe twice if you're lucky, like in the same month.
I hope it's not that way for the Toy Story That Time Forgot.
Well, I don't know. It looks like if they're following the kind of the model for this year, it might be more than once, which I think would be the smart move. But we'll see. However, I do recommend to everyone pick up the DVD for this. You got a lot of really cool features, despite it just being one special. You get all the previous Toy Story tunes. You get some really cool behind-the-scenes stuff, and especially something we might cover here while we're talking about it here. We have Pixar did. Of course, Pixar they do nothing small. It shows you how in comparison to Disney right now, they're tearing up the DVD market.
Oh yeah, this is a 20-minute thing, but it is so thick with material that it's just like I was so impressed. But
oh yeah, because Toy Story of Terror it includes these commercials at Pixar because they knew they were going to a TV format. First of all, story-wise they cut off at really specific times in terms of plot. Like it cuts off a commercial at very integral parts. It's all intentional.
Oh yeah.
When they cut it off. And also, during those cutoffs, and it didn't air on the TV version, on DVD, you can watch them all separate, and you watch one of them on YouTube, actually. They have these little commercials that specify one of the new characters added into our special. Very creative, very neat.
Well, he's not technically a new character.
Well, no, technically, if there was a toy line, he'd be a new character.
Right.
But we'll get into it. He's hilarious. We'll get into it. So pretty much.
And also, I forgot to mention pre-show, but it's worth noting. I was only able to find the Combat Carl one, so you're gonna have to
sure
through that. But
anyway, so one last thing to mention in terms of background here. This is directed by Angus MacLane. Angus MacLane, a classic Pixar alumni. He's been animator for the longest time, and nowadays, especially with these specials, it appears that he's doing more writing and directing now. And boy, is he good at it. He directed one of my favorites of the. He directed probably my favorite of the Toy Story tunes before this, Small Fry.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know, Angus MacLane has a really good sense of humor, and he's really got a good grasp on story. He writes and directs his specials, as he did with this one, and And what he brought to this special particularly is really you'll be able to see much later. You'll be able to definitely get a vibe of in the film. I'm sorry, turn the volume down on me a little so I can kind of hear myself or something.
I don't know how to turn the volume down on you. Oh, wait. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay.
Anyway, so much better. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, so the point is that he really brought this thing. He calls it like the specialist vibe. I kind of call it the Scooby-Doo effect, but it's pretty much kind of the classic horror tropes. He's poking fun at, like how in horror movies of many varieties, you'll have people who have designated roles to them, and that's essentially what he did with this. In mind, kind of that, and an homage to the classic Scooby. He's a guy who really loves movie references, and kind of that's what he uses in directing style. He will reference movies to kind of describe to the animators what he's going for.
Sure.
So yes, we should let's get into it. So take us through the recap here.
Okay, well we start with the classic Toy Story logo for a second. It's all whimsical, like do 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 do, and then lightning strikes, and we get Toy Story of terror. And then we transition right into a damn Ed Wood movie.
My favorite scene in the whole special.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
If there's one thing that delights me on this earth, Tiki, with Pixar, it is just I love them doing black and white.
Yeah, well, I mean, not only black and white. Yeah, it's beautiful, but oh my God, this company's come such a long way in human animation.
And I should mention this.
At this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's flawless. I should mention this in terms of the animation. Another reason they did the special was to kind of update the technology for the characters, much like they did with Toy Story 3. So the characters have been upgraded with the technology, and luckily with the technology for this film, they've done Monsters University. Monsters University utilized the global illumination technology, so the effects and all the amount of detail, it is astounding how well. Pretty much this is the best the Toy Story characters have looked ever, and they've looked good in everything. It's amazing how realistic the humans look, how the textures have come along so well. It is astounding. It's truly astounding. It looks beautiful.
You can practically see like the reflection in each and every one of the toys. It's ridiculous. It's great.
You get the textures of the plastic, all the different varieties of plastic.
Right.
It's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so my favorite thing is, again, I love black and white. The best thing about this black and white is not just the human animation, it's the fact that they almost kind of the classic B-movie, horror movie, he's much like Ed Wood. It's just simple, a girl running away from a vampire, and they had in the animation style. The animation style, it's flawless. They have the cheesiness worked in there. It's kind of like in Toy Story 2, we have the kinescope, 50s puppetry technology worked in there.
Right. Yeah, so exactly. Yeah.
It just shows you how far they come along, because basically it looks almost exactly like the live-action old crappy Dracula movies. Not even the good Dracula movies. I'm talking about like the bad ones.
Yeah, and of course we got the bats on the strings. That's classic.
And what's so funny is I watched this as a bonus feature. They literally took the rubber bats, put them on strings, and they animated. You can see the wires in the special of everything. So. They would do the animation effects of like him exploding like a magician, like the poofs of smoke, like the cuts, the edits, everything, and they would like retake that just to make it look more and more cheesy. It's amazing how great it looks. The grain, the black and white. I would love to see Pixar do more black and white. It looks beautiful. Plus they're adding this amount of detail and world detail and this much history to it.
I'm sure we've probably brought this up before, but I'd love to see Pixar do a full black and white film.
Yeah, I want a black and white detective movie, but I've always mentioned that. But
black and white. Brad Bird. Get Brad Bird on that stuff. Oh my God.
I know. But anyway, getting back to the special, you'll notice in terms of the black and white, they did subtly reference a few movies. Again, Angus MacLane, it's a big thing he does. You'll notice some nods in terms of black and white and just the monster vibe to Frankenstein, original Frankenstein, a bit of the Night of the Living Dead, and
of course you would with the cheesiness.
Certainly, and also Citizen Kane.
Wait, what was Citizen Kane?
Well, I know you'll notice like the bits where she's like closing the door. You know she's like closing the door and you see like the shadows inside the house. That's kind of homage to Citizen Kane.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, I got you.
Or it's like a bit of the camera angles here and there, more so like the use of shadow. So it's funny, like, after Angus MacLane say, it's a little bit of a horror film itself. Funny stuff. Also, really, there's a great Easter egg in the scene too. I noticed just today watching it. You'll notice. Remember Gazer Beam from The Incredibles?
Gazer Beam.
The dead skeleton.
Not really.
Kronos. Remember, Mr. Incredible, he happens upon a skeleton and basically he sees it. It's his old pal Gazer Beam. That syndrome is.
Okay, sure.
And what's so funny is you'll notice Betsy trips and she's over a tombstone. It says, I was wondering I looked this person up. It's Simon J. Palladino, and I looked up the name, and it basically on the tombstone says a man who had a vision, and it said it was Gazer Beam. And think of the comedy, a man who had a vision. That was Gazer Beam's whole power. It's supervision.
Yeah, and the toys they're in the trunk of the car. We're going on some sort of road trip or something. I don't know. It's not really made clear.
We're going to Grandma's house.
Oh, Grandma's house. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. It is made clear. It's made completely clear. We're with Bonnie and her mom, and then so the toys are in the trunk. And I love that they're watching this movie on a portable DVD player because you never see those things anymore. And oh my God, I had one of those in high school, and it just brought back memories. Oh, it's so cool.
I would used to bring some on trips, but then it was just too much of a hassle. To hook up the cables, and sometimes it wouldn't work, and it was ridiculous sometimes.
Well, I mean, you would charge the damn thing, but the thing is, it only keep it charged for like, I don't know, like an hour, so it's like you never even get to watch a full movie on it without having to plug it in. So
it'll be more. It's not so much that like you could watch on the small screen. I'm saying when you can connect it to the big TV so you can watch it there, and that's where I ran all the trouble. That's why I said it's not worth the hassle.
All right. Well, anyways,
yeah.
Our toys are really into it. BlueDragonFive, I love the fact that the toys are like interacting with. Oh, I'm sorry.
They're commenting on the movie.
Well, they're not just commenting on the movie, but they're like talking to Betsy as if Betsy can hear them.
Oh yeah.
I just love like Trixie's like, oh no, Betsy doesn't stand a chance, and Woody
don't listen to her.
Don't listen to her, Betsy. That was just a really good line delivery by Hanks.
I always just figured it was kind of like Mystery Science Theater with Toy Story.
I guess, I don't know, honestly, I kind of got a Brave Little Toaster vibe, to tell you the truth.
No, I don't think the act...
Now you're bringing electronics into the equation of them interacting with people, and I don't know, that's what I got. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it,
yeah,
but I kind of got the sense
I think they're just like you or I, just getting invested in the thing, you know, just... You're invested.
They're not like, oh no, Betsy, listen to us, no.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's an homage to like kind of the classic horror stuff. You say, don't go in that room.
All right, fair
pretty much. And then I love how Buzz is like.
Can you blame me for looking for tons of subtext in a Toy Story related thing?
No, I don't. But I love how Buzz is being very tactical, and he's saying, okay, listen, Betsy, just look for a weapon to defend yourself. So he just grabs like a vase. There you go. And of course, speaking of commenting, here's kind of the reference in the movie here. Prickle Pants, of course, as his main role will in this be kind of narrator and guide. He's pretty much saying, "Oh, it's classic horror tropes. It's the classic kitty cat fake out."
Purple Pants is basically the Matthew Lillard character from Scream.
Pretty much. And of course, first of all, Potato Head. I love Potato Head and Mr. Prickle Pants here because they're just the polar opposites. They got a really good selection of characters here to fill in these archetypal roles here, and they all mix well together. Like Potato Head's always the skeptic, cynical, and he's like taking his ears out, and that's just the hearing aid gag, pretty much like you can hear just to plug him out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
speaking of that, I was like, when I watched it, I kind of, in that moment, I was like, oh crap, is my video, is the sound gone?
It's classic. Again, I might as well have like a jar or something for myself here. It's illogical logic at its finest. It's the Toy Story logic of that. It's that toy logic of okay, well it makes sense. Just he takes his ears out, so you can't hear him.
Because that's how body parts work.
Well, at least for Mr. Potato Head, that was a huge plot point of Toy Story 3.
That's true, it was.
Anyway, I love that they continue on that.
Yeah. Right.
In our special, too. But okay, so Jesse's not impressed by these little horror movie theatrics until something really scary happens. What happens, Tiki?
Oh, the car, I think, hits a bump, right? And she gets put into
a toolbox.
It's a toolbox, yeah. And of course, we all know from the overrated song. Sorry, I had to put another jab. We all know that Jessie doesn't like to be in boxes. That's a big phobia of hers. So
yeah, she's got serious claustrophobia.
Oh yeah.
For understandable reasons.
I love how Buzz just instantly goes into hero mode. It's a really cool. It's really cool how they kind of continue Buzz and Jessie's relationship from Toy Story 3 without really being in your face about it.
Oh yeah.
It's just, at the end of the day, Buzz just really, really cares about her. So he gets uber protective, uber heroic. They save the day. They get her out of there, and she's traumatized though. She's not looking too good,
Then we get Potato Head kind of provide an exposition for the few people who may not have seen Toy Story 2 pretty saying, hey, she's got issues. She's in a box for so many years.
Yeah.
Well, I love how he's explained to Trixie, because Trixie wouldn't know. That's a good point there,
Yeah, good way to work in exposition, for sure.
Anyway, so Jessie's claustrophobia is going to be a huge part of the special here, because she's going to be our female lead who does not get killed in the shower.
Yeah, although she does appear in a shower. So.
I know, that's a reference.
Oh, of course it is.
It's a reference to one of our shows, actually. No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
Yes. No, specifically, they made a reference to, like, oh, this Tiki and BlueDragonFive, they're following Beach Motel, and they love the shower scene. Let's make a homage to them. Yes, let's do it.
Anyway, something this special does in a few points that I love. It's classic Toy Story. Again, that's what I love most about this special is that it is telling its own story. Yet it took me back to so much to my nostalgia. This is the kind of stuff I fell in love with Toy Story, and I really appreciate that. They would have kind of the classic tense moments where, like, they had obviously the bump in the tires flat and they're pulling over, so obviously they're gonna go in someplace. And the toys got to get her out of there before they get in there and see what the toys have done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a little into like the Indiana Jones hat moment, which there's 2 Indiana Jones moments in this, by the way.
Yeah.
It's one. So anyway, so they're bagged up and they're going inside some mysterious place, as the Toy Story gang usually does.
Indeed.
Seriously, they do in every movie. Toy Story 1, it's going to Sid's house. Toy Story 2, it's going to Al's apartment. Toy Story 3, it's going to the daycare.
And even in Small Fry, it's going to the place. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what is happening now? Where do we go, Tiki?
Okay, let me see my notes. We are. Let's see. At this point, they check in pretty quickly. We don't really see the owner of the hotel yet, but BlueDragonFive. Come on, he's a spitting image of Walter White.
What?
You didn't think so? You didn't get that? Oh, I totally got that.
No, I didn't get Walter White at all.
No, I'm talking like pre-cancer, pre-shaven head Walter White. But
no, even pre-cancer. I don't see. Believe me, I know Walter White looks like pre-cancer.
glasses. Oh my God! I
Look,
totally.
pre-Walter White looks like Jim Gordon. I would remember that. He didn't look like Jim Gordon to me.
I don't know, man.
Only in one shot. Okay, fine. In one shot does he look like Jim Gordon / pre-cancer Walter White. In one shot. That's when he's revealed for the second time. Okay, I'll concede that. Anyway, so we're at
I honestly thought it might have been like a little bit of an homage.
No. Anyway, so something to be specific here. They're at the Sleepwell Motel, and this is Ron, the manager. We do see a bit of a glimpse of him, so we don't get like a huge introduction, but he's there and he's real ominous.
Yeah, but I'm saying they kind of like we do see him, but they still kind of like save him for later. It's kind of like gets slowly revealed, but yeah. At the Sleepwell Motel, we have motto. What is the motto? I forgot.
Essentially, I'm probably butchering this, but I'm pretty much it says our motto here. It's really creepy. Our motto here is "You will sleep well." It's really, it doesn't rhyme or anything. It's just you'll sleep well.
And I love the design of this hotel because it's just straight up like Bates Motel.
I know. Yeah, it's actually it is a mix of mostly the I don't recall this because it's been a while since I've seen this movie, but it's from No Country for Old Men.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It's based on that motel and Psycho. So those are the two influences. And the doors are from Stanley. I want to say The Shining from Stanley Kubrick, but it's from Stanley Kubrick film.
It's the only horror film Kubrick did, so yeah, it's got to be The Shining. Okay.
Anyway, so also you'll notice with the design, I love the little logo of like the sleeping pillow. And a very important plot point here. I really love rewatching this. You really pick up on it. That it says kids stay for free, and there's a reason for that. It's really brilliant, I think.
Oh yeah, right. I got you.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, so let's see. So they check into the room 7, and they're sleeping. And meanwhile, what are the toys doing?
Well, Potato Head.
Actually, I'm sorry. Real quick, I had one. There was a deleted gag I wanted to mention. It sounded kind of funny.
Yeah, sure.
There was a deleted gag in which the toys were looking at the brochures along with Bonnie. Bonnie's like looking at brochures. Like they always keep those in hotels to promote local businesses, as we've learned from hotels.
Yes, absolutely. That's like a staple thing of my childhood vacations was just raiding the brochure.
I remember just going every time I would go to Florida to go to Disney World. I see all in every rest stop or anything. Basically, you see all the brochures. Oh man, we gotta check out. I'm looking at all I collected 50 of the Disney brochures.
But I'm sure there were also brochures for like Gator World and stuff.
Yeah, and they had a few made up ones that they kind of cut out, and they really. Yeah, like the girl that voiced Bonnie, she riffed on some of those. Like she would like announce them, and she loved them all. Unfortunately, didn't make it, but a few of them were like Jurassic Water Park.
Jurassic Water Park.
And her favorite is a Cheese Museum.
Cheese Museum. Oh my God! Now I just want to see like this whole vacation.
Anyway, so the other fun thing was the other funny thing is just that Perklebanks all along the special, again, he's kind of narrating, saying he's kind of freaking out the toys by saying, and at this point we check into a residence, to an ominous motel. So, Perklebanks, you can't know what's going on. Checking in, all that stuff. It's pretty much he's cold.
No, he says like, oh, any minute now we should be hearing them ask to use the phone. Can I use your phone?
Yep. Okay. Anyway, so we're back in the room. So they're sleeping in the room. What are the toys doing?
Well, they're just they're just in the bag, and I like how Jessie's still really freaked out about the whole thing. She still hasn't like completely calmed down about the box.
Now you'll notice though she is okay with the confined space as long as her friends are there, because in Toy Story 3 she's in a box, which first of all kind of freaks her out a little, but her friends are there kind of cushioning, and we see that same effect here. You know, as long as she's got people inside with her, she'll at least be able to sustain it, but still be a little freaked out by it when she really thinks about it. Also, fun little animation nod here. I really like that. There's like a flashlight in the bag that kind of causes this campfire effect. It looks really nice. The lighting in this thing's really good.
Oh,
this whole special.
Yeah, it's great. It's spot on.
Like I love just walking into the motel. You got this real fluorescent light looking set. It looks cool. Mm-hmm. Anyway, continue.
Okay, so Potato Head, he wants to do what anyone would do when they check into a hotel. Check out
the amenities. I love how Jesse's just giving him like the blank stare, and
Oh
just
my
real
God.
quick, we could probably be saying this the whole thing way through, but I think Joan Cusack's giving her best Jesse performance in the special.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good for
Yeah, like,
sure. I
even in
mean,
this,
her vocal performance has always been great, but
oh yeah. Now, I think in this special she's gotten a lot of different. She's gotten a lot of different stuff to play Jesse. This isn't a Jesse that we've usually seen. Usually Jesse's kind of the enthusiastic, uh, like high as I believe someone said, like emotionally she's got high mountains and deep valleys.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And
Sure.
yeah, that's how I once said Ash Brand or someone said, I don't know who, but anyway, so let's see. Yeah, she really plays kind of the more somber moments. Jesse, more like again the fear. We see the non-confident Jesse, more fear-driven Jesse, which is interesting. I love just the little subtle moments too, like her, like she's uncomfortable in this bag. She's not freaking out quite yet, but still she's like asking Potato. I love just hearing the way she delivers. Like she's saying, "Potato, where are you going?"
Yeah.
And she's kind of staring at him blankly. I don't know, it's just such an innocent moment. It always sticks out to me.
No, you're right. I mean, she really plays like a whole range of just being freaked out and, and just encountering her fears. And yeah, it's great. It's really good.
It's funny, just Joan Cusack is Halloween because they keep airing the Addams Family values, and while that movie is not the best movie, she's pretty funny in that.
I think that movie's a lot better than the first Addams Family movie. I'll give it that much.
Yeah, it has good moments, but I think it doesn't cohesive. We're not talking about Addams Family guys. Anyway, so by the way, as he leaves the bag, the other reason he's looking for the amenities is, unfortunately, our good luck charm does not appear in this, but he's
yeah, I was going to ask about that. What was it? Was John Ratzenberger unavailable or what?
No, it's because it's story-wise they only had room for certain. They had to keep it paired into those characters, I guess. But at least they mentioned him, so I guess it kind of counts. He's mentioned.
You know what would have been great is if they would have had like a really quick just cutaway gag of him and like of him and Buttercup or something like that, just interacting, just like, oh yeah, they're all, too bad Ham and Buttercup could show up. Cutaway gag.
I would have tried to work in a funny gag where like they call one of them calls for help and they call Ham all the way across back at the house.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Hey, Potato Head, you bring back my soap? Not now, the soap, Yodi. We're in trouble. Forget the soap, you ham hog. We need help.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so he's mentioned.
I think the fact that he's mentioned, yeah, that's
good enough. And the thing didn't end up in disaster, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so meanwhile, also Woody, one of my favorite Woody moments is in this scene. So let's just talk about kind of the role assignment here real quick, because this kind of relates to this. So Woody's the rationalist.
Sure.
Buzz, he's kind of our leader / kind of detective, and he's pretty much the Fred of the group. If you're gonna have a Scooby-Doo comparison.
Oh God.
But instead, he's wearing much cooler stuff than an ascot.
Yeah, and he's a much cooler character, but.
Oh yeah. Nothing wrong. I love Frank Welker to pieces, but he's Buzz freaking Lightyear. Come on. Also, Trixie's kind of our she's kind of our Velma / more paranormal advocate.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see, paranormal enthusiast, I guess. Rex, Rex is our kind of our coward or Shaggy type character.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it though, but I mean, of course,
Wally Shawn.
We all know. I love Wally Shawn.
Of course, Wally Shawn. We don't even mention. He's awesome.
No, yeah, you're right. It's like it's just like. At this point, it's like, why even bother bringing it up? It's just, Wally Shawn is Rex, and he tears it up. It's great.
Even in the worst movies, Wally Shawn can deliver the best performances.
He's kind of like Christopher Walken in that way.
Yeah. And, Mr. Perklepants, again, he's kind of our expert and our narrator. Potato Head's the skeptic and our first victim, which we'll get into in 1 second. And Jesse's our female reluctant female lead, and also kind of just the female character in any horror movie.
Yeah.
And then just back to Woody here, real quick. I love Woody again being that rationalist.
I'm sorry, I was going to yell a 7 quote. I was going to yell, "What's in the bag?" Oh, come on! Don't leave the bag.
I just love how Woody says, Potato Head, don't leave the bag. To motels where toys get lost all the time. Again, it's illogical logic. Yes, that's where toys do get lost. And
Indeed,
Woody,
yeah.
it's the way Tom Hanks, after all these movies, has delivered. You know that's a classic. Woody is just trying to be the rational guy saying, "Oh, these potato
Yeah, after
head."
all the crap they've been through, it's just like, come on, Potato Head,
And you
please.
just know this is like Toy Story 1 Woody, which is pretty much him when you see the beginning, like he's the guy who keeps everything or he runs the place smoothly, and he's just saying, "Come on, we have a staff meeting about this, man." This classic Tom Hanks Woody, again, refreshing to see, even after all these years, he still got it to a T. Anyway, so the toys leave the bag, Jessie gets left alone, she's getting a little freaked out with the claustrophobia, she runs out, and as Woody and Buzz kind of demand, like, okay, you split up, you go this way, then you go that way. Jesse panics, goes out there and says, "Where is everyone?" Says, "Okay, Jesse, everyone's right here except Potato Head." And so it begins, says Mr. Pricklepants, and that is my grandmother's favorite line in the special. And so it begins. Pricklepants is so great in the special.
Well, I just love the fact that he got such an expanded role. Like, it's really good to see, because I thought out of the three new characters, out of the three of Bonnie's toys, he was kind of the least developed in Toy Story 3, so
yeah.
It's really nice to see him shine.
The thing is, the only two characters who could have pulled this off, it's either Pricklepants, who would be the better, more entertaining choice, because again, he's theatrical, he makes sense it would be Pricklepants. He has a flair for the dramatics, and we can assume a flair for film also. And our other choice, someone who's kind of an observer and a culture, well, not uber culture, but more, he's seen a lot, Ham, the piggy bank. So I guess it was like they had to weigh their options, and Pricklepants, he was kind of the more entertaining, more portable choice, I guess, because it's her toy. She would have to have almost a fair. She has to have more of a kind of a fair delineation between her toys and the toys she got from Andy and what she brings with her, because she's been with Pricklepants longer than the rest of the gang.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a good point. Which I don't know, it does kind of beg the question: why isn't Buttercup in the mix? What do you think?
Well, again, I think it's just going down to the roles you need, and you need a coward in the group. That'd be Rex. So, and let's face it, Buttercup's great, but he's better than the ensemble, like the guy who's like, "Okay, get off." To quote Hawaiian Vacation, he's like the guy you play cards with.
I guess, yeah, that's good.
Again, he's the rationalist, and you kind of have a rationalist already with Woody, and kind of Woody and Pricklepants being our narrative guide. I don't think Buttercup would have the energy to be in the special.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair point. I was just kind of wondering from a story perspective, because like you said, it's kind of like, Buttercup is like an original toy of Bonnie's. But anyways, moving on.
No, it's like 2 to 3, so actually, it's 4. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, it's fine. His point is, so Potato Head has disappeared from the group. They've split up. They've made their first mistake, which results in they had gone missing. And Buzz investigates. Says, "Okay, we're gonna split up. Bad call, Fred. We're gonna split up." And you scream if you hear anything. Ah! Rex screams. He stepped in something ooey gooey.
Okay, let's talk about this. Because
is it about how toys can taste? Is that what you're about to ask me?
No, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I'm just gonna fucking say it, because this is. I know this is a kid show, but is this a cum joke?
No. If you're gonna look at what it actually is, it's a slime joke. It's like it's you have ghosts, you have slime, you have ooze and stuff.
I have a very immature mind, because like I just saw that, and it's like the classic like hotel room cliche of like, oh, if you take a black light to it, it's just a bunch of cum everywhere.
Look, if it were that,
I'm sorry, they kind of set it up for that.
It's two things.
If it wasn't in a motel, I wouldn't be questioning it. Let's just put it that way.
It's just two things. One, it would have seeped in, and then two, it wouldn't be it would be one spot instead of like a trail. But really, slime isn't Halloween spooky, like, the ectoplasm and stuff, and that's why Trixie brings up this whole thing, oh, maybe it's a ghost. Saying, guys, there's no such thing as ghosts. Well, according to my recent findings, highly unlikely.
And Pants says something to the effect of, oh, it came out of the creature's apparatus. I'm like...
No, apparition.
It does.
It came from the apparition.
Oh.
That means ghost. It came from the ghost.
Okay, I thought he said apparatus, not apparition. Okay.
Apparatus.
I
Anyways,
guess you know what. To tell you the truth, like when I saw that the iguana was involved, I guess it kind of makes more sense because it's probably like
yeah, it's like it's drool and stuff.
right. So I guess I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just oh god.
Go to the corner, Tiki.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Tiki! If you're gonna do that, you have to have sad Hulk music playing behind you. We don't have time for that, so let's go. So let's see. So Buzz does his little bit of detective work. He tastes the slime. He spits it out, like testing if it's poison. I guess it's an homage at Raiders of the Lost Ark, where Alfred Molina tests the poison. It's just 3 days.
Mhm.
And really funny. Just Buzz. I love Buzz playing detective. It's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, he kind of cuts off Trixie when he's giving his dog. Again, I think it's kind of homaging how he's kind of like the Fred of the group right now. She says, "Well, what if it's something from paranormal? Like, what if it's like according to my recent findings, highly unlikely." Funny. Anyway, so then he finds the trail. Trixie heads down the trail above everyone. She doesn't heed the warning. Like, Trixie falls down. Let's just say this right now about the special. Boy, let's just big surprise here. There's no murder in this special. Thank God. But however, you do got kind of the equivalent jump scares and more of like your quick vanishes. Man, the vanishes have a lot of impact. You can feel like the air kind of getting sucked out when they exit, right?
Yeah, no, it's really good atmosphere building, especially in this sequence in particular. I mean, throughout the whole thing, it's good atmosphere, I mean, Toy Story has good atmosphere in general.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. This whole, basically up until Combat Carl shows up, spoiler alert, this whole special kind of very much takes on an atmospheric, creepy, jump scare-filled horror movie vibe. So, yeah.
I'm sure there are a whole bunch of references, again, the classic homage to the horror films. I guess in terms of structure, I suppose our first act here would be kind of your classic, just your classic kind of Scooby-Doo-ish thing where pretty much they happen upon a mysterious location, they're investigating, then people are disappearing. I don't want to say it's like a Friday the 13th vibe quite yet. I'm thinking more like Alien would be kind of once we find out what's chasing us,
Mm-hmm, sure.
Like Alien or literally Predator, given our character coming up. Something along those lines. Basically, it's kind of, right now, it's just kind of your classic mystery stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, Trixie falls down the, not rabbit hole, but falls down the ventilation shaft. Let's see, what happens next, Dickie?
Oh gosh, okay. So yeah, they're being picked off one by one, and then doesn't Potato Head? I have my notes, but my notes aren't really.
Okay, well, essentially, okay, so they're all huddled around the vent. Rex does his classic clumsy thing, like in Toy Story 2. He actually knocks them all. In Toy Story 3, actually, he knocks them all down.
Yeah, he takes them all down and
knocks them all down. Then they're like down. Oh man, I gotta tell you, each of these sets, again, it's fun. It's the hilarious and the mundane. Here's the fantastical and the mundane, where these are really simple sets, yet they look so ominous and vast and build.
Yeah, classic Toy Story thing. Classic Toy Story motif that's been. Oh crap!
Oh, it's haunted!
Ooh, haunted crappy camera! Ooh.
It's the ghost of Wiseau!
Oh my god!
You're tearing me apart!
Tiki, I get revenge for that horrible haunted special you do with me, Tiki. How you do that to me, Tiki?
Tiki.
On the singing. All right.
Tiki, I can't see your nose.
Wait, you can't see my nose? Oh god, hold on, let me.
Tiki, you're just ahead right now. I can see the Tiki behind you, unless that's you.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Okay, that.
Well, now that's like too much.
That's not good enough.
Bop it. Alright.
That's good. Okay, anyway, so let's see where okay, so we're in a really cool set. Again, first of all, we had the hotel set. Now we're at the kind of the basement of the hotel, like the actual ground. Like it's to the actual ground of the building, I guess.
Yeah,
like almost like a crawl space, a Walter White crawl space.
Oh dear God. Oh dear God.
Like they're in like the wooden, like creepy ground mixing area,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so man, it's a really cool ominous set. And Buzz, they really utilize Buzz's glow in the dark. And how can you not for a Halloween special? I mean, he has the glow in the dark feature in this dark atmosphere. There again, they're building towards that really cool tone of like it's complete darkness around them. They're being picked off one by one in shadow. You know, Prickle Pants like, well, this is the bot. Well, we start to get picked off one by one. And whoosh. Again, when Prickle Pants goes, that's kind of scary. he goes like that. It's like they just step in. It's almost as if he's falling down a manhole, pretty much. And Rex is like, all right, saying, wait, where's Prickle Pants? I don't know. What are we gonna do? He was the only one who was going on as he disappears. Taken from the side, and of course the best bit of timing happens. Like 3 seconds go by as the toys like starting to look at each other. 1, 2, 3. And they run like heck out of there. To the end. They're cornered. They got nowhere to go, and then they see kind of like an ominous thing approaching them. They use, again, I love again, it takes me back to my early nostalgic memories of Toy Story. First of all, just, you know, again, it's been a while. You know, it's been a while since the last Toy Story tunes. So you kind of forget in the meantime a little bit of your classic Toy Story stuff. Where just hearing the sound effects of Buzz Lightyear moving and his joints moving.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Just hearing that just kind of brings a smile. It just reminded me of my childhood. Just hearing Buzz Lightyear's sound effects, just like him walking, like all the little joints moving. And then pretty much
reminded of the fact that Buzz Lightyear glows in the dark, and when Toy Story was released, glow-in-the-dark toys were a big thing. And it's just nostalgic feels all over the place.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so like doing the classic thing, and of course, it reminded me of first Toy Story again, just basically using Buzz as an object. Pretty much, Jesse and Woody are arguing over him. Well, not arguing, like they're dragging him here and there with the laser light and the sound effect of that going off awesome. But using the laser to illuminate what's chasing them, and then they see it's Potato Head's arm.
Oh yeah. So
and that's pretty much my only gripe with the special. And this one's actually kind of valid. Okay. This one's kind of valid. The second one's just completely just personal, like a wish fulfillment thing. Right here, like Buzz and Woody, they're pretty much kind of playing Lassie with the arm.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pretty much, so they see Potato Head's arm and it's trying to tell them something. It's like pointing. It's really pointing up. So pretty much, it's like hopping up and down, like Buzz and Woody, like, oh, Buzz, what are you trying to tell us, boy? What?
Once upon a time.
Yeah, pretty much saying, what is it? One letter?
Subtle promo for ABC, right?
No, the way it's said, I don't think so. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so the premise is. So okay, wait. Okay, one letter, one syllable. Then the one. Here's the reason I think it's a little much. It's when Buzz says 1 + 1 is 1. First of all, I'll give it a pass. But believe me, I'll give it a pass no matter what. I'm just saying it's a little. It's a little exaggerated for the sake of like a Halloween trope, you know, of like a scary movie trope. Of like our guys who are in control here aren't completely in control, and Jesse's the one pointing out the logic here of. It's pointing up, and you know this scene out of context is a little bit out of context. I would love to see a fan working into like a mashup or something of pretty much the toys, like just mentioning like an ultimate promo for the movie Up. Right. Pretty much saying, what are the critics talking about? No, not that, not that, and then pretty much buzzing away saying Up, of course. That I would love to see. Anyways, the point is the point is.
I want to try and edit that now.
Please edit that. I want to see just someone building up like.
If I have Windows Movie Maker on the computer I'm currently using, I will give it my best shot, my friend.
I just want to map in just them both saying Up in reference to the Pixar film Up in some context. Anyway, it kind of reminds you of the Wall-E promo they did. And anyway, so. So the toys are heading. Okay, what's happening now? They're heading up to the bathroom. What's happening?
They're heading up to the bathroom. Okay, and well, Buzz he grabs the curtain string and he makes that into a zip line, which I think is a really cool kind of.
Oh yeah. Multi-purpose arm.
Oh yes, yes, and
another great set too. The bathroom, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're all great sets. Yeah,
it looks so much. Looks so much like a motel bathroom. Like even like a little, you can see the shading on the towels. It looks great.
And with the bathroom, you know, of course, it's classic. Like, okay, psycho stuff is coming.
Oh yeah.
But the group all gets scattered. Jesse.
Really great framing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of Buzz and Woody, they're in the back room, like discussing stuff. Like first of all, a really funny line is. It looks like it's pointing. You sure it's pointing the right way? It looks like it's pointing left. It's the left hand.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love how
Anyways,
Buzz and Woody are still arguing over
so you're talking about
what
which
the
direction
band
to
is
go.
saying.
Which direction to go, and I gotta tell you, seeing him in the background, this kind of, if I was a kid, this would have freaked me out.
Right.
Pretty much, my two favorite characters, they get knocked out, they get taken next. They get like swept off screen. They're like, oh my god!
Oh
And,
God! Oh.
and Jessie's alone, and she's swept up by an inch of a far cooler character. Oh, by the way, we skipped over the real quick. I skipped over the first commercial here.
Oh wait! No, since hold on one
No,
sec.
it's before Carl.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Okay, so right when Trixie disappeared, there was a commercial, and that commercial was for Old Timer. Now, essentially, it was in the range of like what they did, what Toy Story really did brilliant marketing wise with the Lotso Hug and Bear commercials, and they were live action, pretty much advertising a toy that doesn't exist, but they made it look really convincing. And it's pretty much just live action kids, and all these little commercials have underlying comedy about them. It's really great. That
Oh, sure.
it looks like a legit, I guess, '90s commercial in terms of Old Timer. Pretty much, the gag with Old Timer is, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's cool and I like him, but really, in the trailer, you see the kid's not really doing much Old Timer, because what can you do with a toy that tells time?
I remember having one of those things, and I had some fun with it as a kid.
Wait, is Old Timer a real toy?
I'm not sure if it's Old Timer, but I definitely remember. I'm not sure if it was an old man, but I definitely remember like a smiley face clock. You know what I mean? It had the dials. I think it's based on a toy. It's much like the Transformer.
The closest toy I can think of is like Time Wizard from Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, it's not. No, it's not that. No, I definitely remember having like a plastic clock that had, you know, and you could play with the. Basically, the thing that you'd be able to play with was like the time, you know, and you'd be able to play with the dials and everything. So that was kind of.
It's pretty much. It's again. It's not a lot of comedy. It's just pretty much straightforward. It's a kid playing with the clock, and I think the underlying gag is, I could be wrong. It just looks like, well, the kid's not really doing much with it, because there's not much you can do with it. I mean, he's bringing it everywhere. It's pretty much it. And then the funny bit is at the end. It says in the disclaimer, it says does not actually keep time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's funny considering our special.
So speaking of these commercials, now that this character is about to be introduced, I thought it'd be a good time to just play this for the audience. So hold on 1 second.
Right.
I love riding my new bike.
Yeah, riding bikes is good.
Are you okay? Look out!
Sounds like somebody's giving a ride.
Come back, Carl.
Combat Carl never gets sick, but if he did, he'd cover his cough. Coughs deliver microscopic germs that spread illness to others.
What if I cover my cough with my hand?
Your hand has spread those germs to the rest of the shop. Stick with the plan, don't cough in your hand. Do no harm, cough in the arm.
Cough in the arm? Gee, thanks, Combat Carl.
Combat Carl never gives up. Combat Carl finds a way. Stay in school.
My friend is watching the version with commercials with my buddies, and my buddies
Hold on,
lost it.
you got an echo. Don't talk. Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I watched the conversion with commercials with my buddies, and they lost it when he said "stay in school." The bit that gets me in that, and the bit that gets me with that is it says like from the National Association of Coughing.
Of coffee. Yes. By the way, you were able to hear that okay, right?
I could hear it. I hope the audience
Okay,
could.
cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I just had to play that whole thing because it's priceless.
It is. It's absolutely wonderful. Anyway, so to clarify for the audience, so essentially before we get to that point, we see Jesse's been absconded with by our new character, who is pretty much the epitome of awesomeness, Combat Carl.
Again, he is not technically a new character.
Technically, and here's the story behind Combat Carl, kids, just real quick. In the original Toy Story, again, another reason the special is just brilliant, they're referencing all this stuff here.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Now, in the original Toy Story, you'll recall that Sid blew up a Combat Carl because Pixar couldn't get the rights to G.I. Joe, and I believe it's Mattel or Hasbro. I think it's Mattel. Didn't want.
Mattel,
Yeah, Mattel didn't want blowing up their most popular toy, essentially, and boy, did they regret it because they would have rised up in sales.
Oh no, it's a G.I. Joe.
Yep, oh no, it's a Combat Carl. And then essentially, now you'll notice the original Combat Carl is white, but I like the idea of kind of going with the little G.I. Joe idea that's like it's a group organization, there's a bunch of people.
Yeah, exactly, right.
At least it seems they're doing. I don't think they're retcon. So they could if they wanted to. Who cares? But the point is, I like the idea of it being aligned like the actual toy.
Yeah, it's great. It's completely in line with what they're actually referencing. So
this Combat Carl in particular is the coolest thing you could ever imagine. I want a Combat Carl, to be honest with you. I'm not a G.I. Joe man at all, but I would want Combat Carl because
I want a mini Combat Carl, but we'll get into that.
I want 12-inch Combat Carl. He's funnier. So essentially, Combat Carl, he's played by the absolutely wonderful and comedically perfect Carl Weathers, who has done a lot of comedy. He's got a lot of range, and that's why they sought him out. He played a character in Predator, I believe, who lost his hand, I believe.
Okay.
In the movie,
that makes sense.
It's funny that he lost his hand or his arm or something in Predator, and also he lost his hand in Happy Gilmore.
Oh dear God! So the hand thing is like a running.
Yes.
Wow. Okay,
that's the losing the hand in this. Essentially, Combat Carl, he kind of saves Jesse at the last minute to make sure he doesn't get taken privilege and puts a hand over combat, and he refers to himself in the third person constantly. This is a reference not to.
It's just one of my all-time favorite comedy tropes. When you have a character so arrogant that he refers to himself in third person.
Now, this is actually based off a real person, a baseball player, I believe, named Ricky Henderson.
Oh dear.
Who he refers himself in third person a lot. That's why he's doing that. And again, it's Carl Weathers essentially playing his character from the movie Predator, pretty much, from what I hear. And he's just so cool, and he's very confident. He's very likable. He's again, as you can tell from the promo, which follows our big commercial break here, where.
I like how the promo is actually like I like the detail that it's voiced by a different actor. If I'm correct.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's still Carl Weathers.
Okay.
When he says at the beginning, it sounds like it could be someone different. It's just when he says like with your hand. That's when I hear Carl Weathers. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I like the idea that they have they have a specific voice actor doing the voice of him in the show, and logically that wouldn't be the same voice it would be in the toy. But anyways.
Well, I know. I think, to be honest, I just think it is, but I'd have to look it up. Anyway,
I like the idea, but once again, it's Toy Story. I'm looking for subtext when there's not subtext. So.
Right. Anyway, so let's see. So Combat Carl, he basically puts his hand over Jesse to keep her from freaking out, pretty much saying, Combat Carl never gives up. Combat Carl finds a way, and Jesse, are you Combat Carl? Yeah, pretty much saying there's something that's been absconding with all the toys, including this. Saying, I gotta go find my friends. This is what happens when you find your friends. Really horrifying reveal. He has no hand, no right hand. I believe it's his right hand, no right hand.
Yeah.
And pretty much is okay. The Combat Carl, he's taking control. This guy's awesome. He's taking control of the situation. Okay, we're gonna make a break for it. We're gonna get out of here. And pretty much saying, okay, we'll do it on 3. And she's like, wait, what? It says on 3. 1, 2, and pretty much says like 3 without hesitation. Grab my hand. Of course, she grabs the hand without a hand. And pretty much Carl, he makes it out of the hallway. Says, wait, he turns around to see her, and then pretty much in classic horror movie thing, you run, you find someone's left behind, then. Monster's behind you, takes away with him. He's like grabbing onto the side of the door for him. He's like, listen, Jesse, get out of here. Combat Carl's gonna be fine. Jesse, save yourself. Then our Psycho homage happens where she hides herself in the curtain and pulls the curtain back.
Oh yeah, that's great.
We see a shadowy figure on the other side there. The claw marks on the curtain. It's a giant monster. Oh my God, Jesse's in trouble. Then we get the cool Combat Carl PSA, which is pretty much in line with the classic G.I. Joe animation style. It's all blocky. It's 80s cheese at its finest. It's in 2D.
It looks more like Cartoon All-Stars than anything to me, at least. But
it is. I'm just saying they're kind of going for a G.I. Joe thing, and it's
oh yeah, it definitely looks G.I. Joe. Yeah.
It's refreshing to see Pixar do 2D now and again.
Again, I think it'd be interesting to see Pixar do a 2D movie, but that's another discussion.
Certainly, certainly. That point is a funny PSA, and the whole hilarious, just the absurdity of it being a coughing PSA. Which, by the way, again, to its credit, again, it may be silly, but it's a very good PSA. I wouldn't mind this actually being run as a PSA nowadays.
No, it's actually good advice.
It's very informative.
I cough in my arm. I do. So
it's very informative, and it's true. And then, of course, the hilarious thing is stay in school.
Stay in school.
Then the G.I. Joe equivalent theme, come back, Carl.
Oh, it is so, like, the logo is just straight up a G.I. Joe logo. With the
which, by the way, you'll notice on his vest, it says C. Carl, which stands for, so his first name is, in fact, Combat. And a funny running gag that started in the scene before he got absconded with, a favorite little touch is that Michael Giacchino does a score for this movie. And by the way, I'm pretty sure it's the first time he's ever scored Toy Story.
I think so, yeah.
I am pretty sure. I looked at the other shorts. He doesn't do the other score for the shorts, if I'm correct. Anyway, so Giacchino does the score for this. And what he does is first of all, has like a military theme for Carl, which comes back a lot. But here's the bit that really I like, that accentuates the Combat Carl bits. When he gets into a dramatic speech about his former owner, if I could only see Billy one last time. Again, it's that logical logic almost. Pretty much, it's the absurdity at its finest. Where Combat Carl, he is the most outrageous, he's the most exaggerated military guy yet, and he has these dramatic stories about a really mundane situation, but it's to toys, he is a real life or death circumstance as we have seen in the previous 3 Toy Story films, and so on and so forth. That you being separated from your kid, it's like you losing a limb or losing your commanding officer in a war. In Carl's case, pretty much if I could have only seen Billy one last time, he plays the dramatic music in the background whenever he talks about Billy. It's funny and moving too. You're invested in Carl. You feel bad for him because of that too. It's like, oh, he's lost his arm, he's lost his kid. Oh man, poor Carl. And he's taking control of the situation. I like how instantly, right off the bat, when he first meets Jessie, without even a second of introduction, he believes in her.
Yeah,
he takes her under his wing and he inspires her. And mind you, this is a 21-minute special. And yet we have all this character development in it.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, this is like one of the most dense 20 minutes I've seen.
It's like...
It's crazy.
Like, going into this whole special, I was wondering, well, Pixar can do amazing stuff in just 5 minutes. What can they do in 21 minutes? And we see the results.
Actually, a quick little thing. It's not very important, but I looked on YouTube for the special, and of course I didn't actually buy it on YouTube. I just freaking went to Foot Locker, but I went to YouTube and first of all they're charging $9 for this special, which I think is ridiculous. But second of all, the running time on it is 44 minutes. You know what that's about at all?
Wait, 40? Oh, no, you know what that must be, Tiki?
The bonus features?
No, I don't know about that, but I assume it's going to be the other shorts too.
Oh, okay.
That's at least 5, 10, 15, in the range of kind of 15 additional minutes, so let's see, 20, 30.
That still doesn't really bring you up to...
And maybe a few bonus things, I don't know. Maybe in addition to the commercials in this special, perhaps. Commercials in this special, and maybe a few features. I'm not sure.
First of all, when I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, really? 44? Holy crap. That's almost, that's practically feature length. Dumbo is 65 minutes, so. All right, well, anyways, it's 20 minutes. So.
Right, okay, so what happens next? So anyway, Jessie, she sees who her attacker is. It's not Norman Bates. That would be hilarious with it. Not Norman Bates.
Oh my God! If it was Freddie more Norman Bates and Pixar.
Oh my God! Wish list. No. But that'd be awesome. No. So anyway, first of all, I love the fact we got at least two Bates Motel references in this. I love that.
Right.
In a Pixar film, we have at least 2 Psycho. She's in a special. It's 22 minutes and 21 minutes long.
It makes sense. This whole special is a homage to horror films. And
it's a motel.
Modern horror films. So.
It's in a motel. So how can you not?
Yeah, of course. Oh, excuse me.
So we find out who our attacker is like so powerful, like scratching the flimsy plastic curtain. We think it's a monster. Like, how could there be a crossover? No, thankfully it's not. It's Mr. Jones, the faithful pet iguana of our evil manager here. We're gonna see his evil in just a second. Mr. Jones apparently has been trained to essentially retrieve toys and drop them in a little basket and ding a bell.
Monsters Inc. and Toy Story crossover. That would be interesting. I could see that.
I wasn't knocking Monsters Inc. I'm just saying it'd be a little much for a 21-minute special. I'm not knocking.
No, I know, but now that you mention it, the two worlds do kind of go together.
Well, technically, Tiki, I could blow your mind by telling you we've had two. Technically, there are two Monsters Inc. Toy Story crossovers in existence, but I couldn't. Well, technically three, but I could blow your mind with that later.
But okay, now I'm curious, but yeah.
Well, there's a brief one in Monsters Inc. the movie. It's an Easter egg.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
That's
I know
one.
exactly
There's that's one that's actually there. There's two. It's
We're
like
talking Pixar. I mean, Pixar is like the whole connected universe thing, and I do kind of slightly buy into that because of the Pizza Planet truck. But
right. Anyway, so let's see. We find it's Mr. Jones, the pet iguana, adorable pet iguana, by the way.
It's like. Might I just mention the pet iguana? The whole idea of it just really reminds me of Joanna from The Rescuers Down Under. The pet Komodo dragon.
Right.
That's just like freaking what's his name? McLeach. Yeah, just totally underrated Disney villain. Probably my all-time favorite Disney villain. So I'd like to think this is a slight homage to McLeach. I'd like to think that.
I gotta be doubtful. However, I love the animation on Mr. Jones.
What's up with you crushing my dreams tonight, BlueDragonFive? It's like every time I raise a theory, you're just like, nah, that's not it.
I gotta rein you in on some of these theories.
I mean, come on, just let me believe that Rex stepped in cum. Come on, just let me believe.
Tiki, I can say this with the utmost sincerity. Not in 1,005 years.
Okay.
Anyway, so we find it's Mr. Jones. We see what Mr. Jones' modus operandi is, if he is the monster and/or serial killer, if you will. He is he absconds with the toys. He puts them in his mouth, puts them in the basket, dings the bell, and then the true monster reveals it. Mr. Jones is just an innocent pawn in all this. He's just he's the Igor, if you will. We see the true master manipulator. We see not a Walter White, but most definitely the evil mastermind here. We see someone who I debatably say is more evil than Al McWiggin.
I would definitely say that, yeah, because, I mean, Al, he might have been shifty, but at the end of the day, yeah, he did steal Woody, but at the end of the day, he didn't have, like, a whole operation going on that was specifically meant to steal
Yeah, Al
Woody.
stole, and Al was more than willing to pay, but he stole out of necessity.
Exactly, yeah, sure.
And Al's just cheap, and he stole out of necessity. That's all Al is.
Yeah, and I never really viewed Al as... I mean, he is technically a villain, but I always viewed Stinky Pete as more of the villain in that.
No, I'm just saying in terms of human villain.
Sure. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This guy is like a darker version of Weird Al.
This guy's actually scary. Anyway, so points through like a cool lightning even reveal. This is the only time I'll give you the credence to the Walter White thing, because he looks a bit like Jim Gordon because of the reflection on the light, because they do that all the time in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a...
sure you'd be completely down with me in my Walter White thing. I thought for sure, but
no, not in the slightest. Also, I love, in terms of his reveal, I love that he has a mug that says "Here Comes Trouble."
Oh yeah.
And two things about Mr. Jones, real quick. Now we got a zoner in there. One, they used, like in classic Disney and Pixar fashion, they brought in a real animal to study for his animation. They brought in an iguana, studied the animation. Looks really good because of that. And two, this is kind of funny how Mr. Jones got his name. I'm not a huge music band guy, but from what I hear, he got his name from Counting Crows.
Okay. Well, I'm a music guy, but I'm not a big Counting Crows guy.
They worked off I heard they had the idea that the owner's a big Counting Crows fan, just randomly, and that would be why he named Mr. Jones that, and also
my mom's boyfriend is a Counting Crows fan, so.
And also, there's kind of a mini. It's also a kind of an amalgam reference of also there's a cat in the Aliens, or at least the Alien movie called Jonesy.
Right. Yeah.
There's some cat called Jonesy, and they also got a bit of that in there. So it's a bit of things. Anyway, so we see the creepy manager Ron.
Oh God.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. So the big reveal of Ron there, and I just love, if you really rewatch this, you really look at this closely, you'll tell Ron, after the little reflections passes of the lightning, I guess, you'll notice his eyes look really almost, I get it, it's really mundane, mind you. He's not really doing anything like super like murderous or anything, but he looks really like almost serial killerish.
Oh
like
yeah.
his eyes are really like disinterested and tired and cold, and it's like he just doesn't care. And he's doing these terrible things just with no malice whatsoever. He doesn't care.
That's like kind of the point of his character is like when they have the whole reveal of like all the toys on the in that display case. I was like, oh my God, this guy is like a toy serial killer.
Short of Syndrome, this is the closest Pixar's ever gotten to a serial killer.
Right.
The Syndrome actually is technically a serial killer.
Sure. Technically, yeah.
Anyway, so let's see. So the manager enters, and he's so again disinterested and evil. It's scary. So his modus operandi, his whole operation is again the kids stay free, and this is brilliant. Just this idea here that so the Sleepaway Motel says the kids stay free. They stay free so he can make a whole bunch of money off them. Kids get here, and I guess Mr. Jones, he sends out Mr. Jones to steal the toys. At least go around and find any toys that the kids have left out. Absconds with them. He puts them on eBay, or in this universe, eBid, because I guess eBay doesn't want the popularity. Well, actually, you know what's strange?
What?
Actually, it's strange that Pixar actually got a way of referencing eBay in Toy Story 3. I wonder why they couldn't reference it here.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's kind of strange. Anyway, so it's called eBid. I don't know. Maybe it's different. So the point is that he sells these toys on eBay, and also there's a fun little reference that almost is like a serial killer has victims on his wall. A trophy. You notice he has a picture of all the toys on the wall, and some of them are mislabeled, because he doesn't know what the heck they are. Like obviously he knows who Buzz Lightyear. Right. He knows who Buzz Lightyear is.
I mean, he calls one of my favorite details in this whole special is how he calls Woody Cowboy Andy.
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff like that.
That's a fun little reference to get Andy in there,
No, I really enjoyed that. Was one of my favorite lines of the whole thing. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like he doesn't know all the names, but you'll notice if you freeze frame and examine the names on the photographs, which really, again, the animation on those, it looked live action on the photographs. It's amazing. Seriously, it's.
No, flawless. I hear you.
You'll notice like one of them says German Hedgehog for Mr. Pricklepants.
Hedgehog.
And for Trixie, who's obviously a Triceratops, it says Stegosaurus.
Wow. Well done. Well done.
And you'll also notice a deleted character, I believe deleted character, because either he and or she is in the background, or they completely cut out the thing altogether. The picture to the top left corner is a camera. Now, like a toy camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this character's in the deleted scenes. I didn't get a chance to watch it really, or I don't think they explained it in deleted scenes, but Jessie's like when she's facing off against a character later on, she's holding the camera for some reason, and so I don't know what it factored in there or what, because I don't think I think it was completely cut out of the special, to be honest with you, just for terms of like shortening the amount of characters.
Okay.
I don't think it did anything. It was just the camera.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just saying it was camera on the wall. So a little bit of deleted characters there for all the huge Pixar fans like myself and both of us. Yeah. And so let's see. So anyways, Jessie's put in the case, and the toys are reunited. Yay! For a brief moment, she's ecstatic to see her character. She's a little confident now for a moment, even though they're in a dire situation.
Oh yeah.
Take us from here, Tiki. Who's the other major character? What are some of our new characters introduced?
Okay, well I wrote them all down. So we have I don't know if I wrote them all down, but we have a Pez dispenser who is basically
Pez
Cat. Pez Cat. Wonderful. Took them long enough to put in a Pez dispenser, I must say.
Again, this is the first time Pixar's done Pez and
right. And what?
Lego. And
Lego.
Lego Bunny.
Yeah, I love how the Lego is like just for a second. Like, I don't know. I guess at this point the Lego Movie wasn't like the huge phenomenon that it would turn into, but
mind
the
you,
Lego
Lego
movie was
Movie-
still probably in public consciousness. Like, people were aware that it was coming out, right?
Well, Lego Movie was in production because Lego Movie came out in 2014. This is 2013. So
Okay.
again, mind you, these specials are. So this was obviously in advance being worked on for at least 2 years before that.
Sure. Okay.
So essentially, if I don't know how long Lego Movie was in production, though. So I mean, I
gotta
assume
imagine
2 to
Lego production for at least 2 years. I mean,
yeah, again, so even by that standard, so Toy Story would have been before that. It might have just been at the coincidence at the same time, you know? Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I think it's yeah, you're right. If anything, it is just a bit of a weird coincidence. And then we have Old Clock, as we previously mentioned.
Yep,
Old Timer. Old Timer, yeah. And then the best new character, or the best, the best character that's introduced here, Combat Carl
Well,
Jr.
Before that, there's one of my other favorites.
Oh yeah, who?
I love to pieces the Pocketeer.
Yeah, he's not in it for very much.
I was rolling on the floor laughing when I saw that guy. Just again, here's the thing you gotta remember for all the, especially my favorite short, Small Fry. Now, John Lasseter specifies this to all the guys doing Toy Story, doing the Toy Story shorts. If you're gonna introduce new toys, you gotta work out a background for them. No matter how little screen time they have, you're gonna design a character, you gotta work out a background, the whole universe.
Yeah,
And
right.
in the Small Fry, there's like a million different toy universes for all those different toys.
Sure.
And the same thing for these guys. There's a lot of thought that went into the history of these guys. Like the Pocketeer is like the Fastener 4.
Yeah, it's basically a Fantastic Four thing.
Snaps, Zipperman, Speed Lace, really?
No, it's Speed Lacer.
Speed Lacer. Really? Anyway, it's hysterical. Also, there's the this toy doesn't really have a name. It's like a little forklift guy.
Oh yeah. Right.
Anyway, so.
All right, but talk about Combat Carl Jr.
So Combat Carl Jr., hilarious idea. And you know what's funny? I can't verify this.
Kind of like a similar idea to what they do in Small Fry.
Yeah, I can't verify this, but I want to say that he outranks Combat Carl Sr.
Oh no.
The only reason I hesitate on that because literally Combat Carl Sr., Combat Carl Jr. I know. I guess Sr. outranks him because he has seniority.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe, but the thing is, like, in terms of plotting, Combat Carl Sr. is the muscle and Jr.'s the brains. Because Jr.'s the one who's worked out the escape plan up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
And the continual escape plan that keeps failing miserably, unfortunately, is so you wheel Lego Bunny over there. Combat Carl Jr. gets up there and he uses a paperclip that was kept in one of the pockets of the Pocketeer. Hilarious. Turns the paperclip into a hook. This is important. Jesse's bearing witness to this. This is very important.
Oh yeah.
Turns the paperclip into a hook of some kind. Gets into the little slit of the glass. Tries to pick the lock, or at least tries to open the lock. And it falls because he's got like a little molded.
It's got like a whole pile of paper clips down there.
Yeah, and I love the Pocketeer freaking out. He just goes, "That was the last one. Don't you see? I'm next." Because you see all the other figures in the line checked off. You feel bad for Pocketeer. He's watched all his comrades get sold off.
Yeah.
Hilarious. It's in the I think Junior slapped some sense to him. Someone slapped some sense into him. Again, I want Pocketeer. I really want. I wish they would sell all these different toys. Same thing with Small Fry. I wish they'd just sell them all. I'd buy them all.
Yeah, I mean, they made a crap ton of money when the first one came out and they turned them into toys, so come on, why not?
Only the one they've come out with is a Small Fry Buzz Lightyear, which I did get, and it comes with like a collector's box and everything, you know.
Oh, dude, that's
It's
cool.
like in the Happy Meal, it's like in the chicken Happy Meal toy box.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyways, let's see. So the point is that all our guys, they've reached the low point. After the paperclip fails, and of course the best line of the episode said, of the little short said, "Sassafras." Oh god. And you'll notice, conceptually, all these guys, in terms of Jesse being inspired by these guys, they all have a limitation.
Oh yeah, sure.
Which I think is very creative idea. They all have a limitation that kind of relates to Jesse's limitation she has to get through right now. So she sees all these guys, at least they're trying, and they're coming closer, and that limitation is pretty much the reason why they haven't escaped. Anyway, so let's see. So then pretty much Woody says, okay, listen, we'll find, again, Woody being the reason, the rationale guy here, saying, okay, listen, Jesse, everything's going to be fine. No one's going in any boxes. Everything's going to be okay. Bing! E-Bid beckons. And Woody is next on the docket. And my favorite thing in this entire special occurs. My favorite Easter egg in this entire special happens.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't see this, Diggy, but if you have to look real close. Al bought Woody.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's fucking great.
If you look real close on the e-bid and particularly the sender information, you'll see Al McWiggin.
Oh, God. Bravo. That's brilliant. That's great.
Bought him for $2,000.
See, Al's not a bad guy. He's willing to pay $2,000 for it. You know, this other creep, he's just lurking around, just stealing toys. Literally says, like, stealing candy from a baby.
I know. That was the most twisted line in there.
Because you're right. It kind of is.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's after that really awesome reference. So Woody's put in the box. Really he says that really creepy line, like taking candy from a baby. You evil, evil man, you. Here's just my wish fulfillment gripe.
Okay.
Very, very minimal. Doesn't really matter at all.
Yeah.
I think after all Buzz and Woody had been through in the entire three Toy Story films, you think he'd have a bit more of a guttural reaction to Woody being put in a box. I mean, he reacts like they all do, but he doesn't really he doesn't put fist to the glass saying Woody. He doesn't do that. He looks in horror with the rest of them.
No, yeah, I kind of get you, yeah.
I'm just saying, again, it's very minimal. It's stupid, but I'm just saying, if you could say Woody or just look a little more defeated than the rest, I don't know. It's silly gripe. Anyway, continue. It's wish fulfillment. Anyway, so pretty much, Prickly Pants delivers a really cool line saying, "Oh, it looks like a horror classic here has turned into a tragedy. Oh boy, that's some heavy stuff there." So our toys have reached a low point. Things are looking hopeless.
Everyone's wanting to be their owners. Combat Carl, he's all lamenting about Joey.
Billy.
Oh, Billy?
He's lamenting about Billy.
Fucking wrote down the wrong name in my notes.
Also, I love how sounds completely silly, but again, from absurdity comes genuine emotion here. Combat Carl Jr., he has a really heavy line. I love the delivery of many helium eyes Carl Weathers. Just Carl Weathers saying, just the big Combat Carl, after he's lamenting over Billy here, he says, Carl, we'll find a way. Basically saying, Carl, don't give up, we'll find a way. It's really emotional.
It's great. It's like Combat Carl Jr. is like the most ridiculous idea for a character. And they still give him a really good moment.
Yeah, it's like it almost brings a tear to the eyes how sincere he is. Just saying to the big defeated Combat Carl, he's getting advice from the little Combat Carl, reassuring him. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
Let's see. So Jessie is bought next, presumably by Al. We don't know for certain, but I assume it's Al who buys her.
I would assume, yeah.
Because if he sees the opportunity, oh my god, Jessie's available too. Let me buy that. So essentially, Jessie got
so much money from doing voice work on Buzz Lightyear Star Command.
Quite possibly. So anyway, so Jessie's bought. Luckily, there's a distraction. The tire's being repaired. Jessie's she's on the outside of the glass, and they formulate a plan. Combat Carl gets an idea. Says, Jessie, you're going inside a box. And again, the absurdity here is Michael Giacchino's score delivers this moment of, if not a sad Billy lamenting music, it is like this inspiring speech music.
Oh yeah.
With basically Combat Carl getting down there, and almost like the intensity of Clarice Starling getting informed by Dr. Lecter almost. Pretty much saying, listen, soldier, you're going to get in that box. I can. You know, or saying, remember your training. I don't have any training. And I love the delivery that Carl Weathers has here. That doesn't matter right now. What matters now. You're going to do what Combat Carl does. Combat Carl says, Combat Carl finds a way. His Combat Girl never gives up. Combat Girl finds a way. Say it. Combat Girl never gives up. You're not Combat. It's almost crying when he said that. Then pretty much, Jesse never gives up. Jesse finds a way. Do it, soldiers. And it's louder. Pretty much louder, more confidence. Just, Jesse never gives up. Jesse finds a way. Good idea, soldier. Good idea. Also, he quiets down and he says, "Oh, by the way, keep it down, would you?" And basically look over at Mr. Jones sleeping.
I have a very booming Samuel L. Jackson-esque voice. So it's like whenever I get into like heated like nerdy discussions and everything, like about a movie or something, all my voice will like really raise, like that'll get overly so. I can't tell you how many times I've heard like, dude, you're talking like so loud. So I really.
Where's my super suit? I need to know.
All right. So
anyway,
what's next?
Let's see. Okay. So.
Oh, this is where we get Transitron, right?
Yeah, but basically the box plan is put into effect. Jessie is going to get in that box and make her way to Woody to free him, and they're going to get out of there before Bonnie leaves, which is going to be soon once that tire's fixed. Mm-hmm. So she gets over to the counter. Woody's already been absconded with and put in the truck, so she sees another box on the counter that she's come back for on the second trip, the dolly lady, the mail lady, the FedEx lady, I guess.
Yeah.
So the point is Jessie opens a box, and we see one of the most cool characters ever. Transitron, which, by the way, a lot of robot toy lovers on Pixar, pretty much. And this is kind of almost like a 70s or like a 1984 toy, pretty much like a Voltron-ish Transformer.
Well, no, I think it's obviously meant to be a Transformer.
I think it's like literally this Voltron. There's this thing called Voltron, like they all meld together. It's a bunch of different vehicles meld together.
Okay, yeah, right.
Well,
right,
the idea, it's kind of like, I'm sure it's the idea is this thing is a Japanese toy, and they mapped it out to like I guess some animator pretty much his grandmother would buy him a toy in Taiwan, be a Japanese toy. Pretty much those are the best quality, but you have to go a long ways to get them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the box wouldn't be in English at all, but it would be an awesome toy, pretty much.
Right.
So literally, the idea is like he's like one of those real dead set, kind of Taiwanese toy line Voltron-ish guys. Pretty much, he says. You get a sense he has his own story the way he talks. Like saying,
of course he does. You know he does.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got fucking mythology.
Oh yeah. I love Transitron, and we get a little some background on Transitron in a commercial too, by the way.
Oh, do we? Okay.
So Transitron, first of all, I love how Transitron. I love how simple he is. Pretty much saying Transitron free. Yes. Let me help you out. I love how nice Jesse is. Transitron. How nice Transitron is. You think he has like this huge reveal. He comes out of the starchy stuff.
For a brief second, I thought that it was just going to be Optimus Prime. And I almost shot myself.
I just love the music
cool
of like. I just love the big reveal music. Pretty much Transitron free. Yeah, Transitron, let me help you out here. Says, thank you. Whatever Transitron can do to help you, to repay you. Says, okay, listen, just seal up the box. And Bruce says, wait, what? Then he's about to seal up the box. He says, no, just close the flaps. Says, are you sure about this? No. Poor Jesse getting in that box and pretty much just closing the flaps.
I love how this special makes the styrofoam in boxes intimidating.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's like that's like the last thing on Earth that you'd expect to be intimidating, and yet it's like it is pretty much like the forefront of the finale.
We haven't seen in the Toy Story universe. We haven't seen packing peanuts since Toy Story 2.
Right, yeah.
Anyway,
so good.
Let's see. So pretty much in Transitron has a really funny line after he seals her up, and not seals, just closes the flaps, and he says, "By Glovatrons, by Glovatron's ghost, you shall be remembered." Then the lady comes in, and they freaks out. Okay, disassemble, man, get out of here! And pretty much all the vehicle parts of his body descend, and they drive away. Look really cool.
I get the feeling that Glovatron is like the equivalent of Optimus Prime to Transitron's, universe, reality, whatever. And so I get the feeling that
it's funny that he sounds like Megatron, though.
But I get the feeling like how do you say it?
Globatron.
Globatron. I get the feeling, it's like this goes back to what you were saying about how it's like every Pixar character has an elaborate every Toy Story character has an elaborate backstory. Like, yeah, like Glovatron, like obviously died in like some heroic battle, and then okay.
Anyway, so the point is then. So anyway, so Jessie is she's putting the box and it looks like all well because basically she's not freaking out as much as she would have because the box is open in her mind. But then, then like when the box falls, the lady says, "Oh, you forgot to tape it again." She tapes it closed, and boy, this is a real horror moment. This is like kind of like Buried Alive, like that Ryan Reynolds movie, that Buried movie.
Oh God, have you seen that movie?
I have not. I hear good things.
Oh dear God! Oh, that movie's intense. Okay, but anyways.
Anyway, so yeah, pretty much it's a really again this is a terrifying. You'll notice again Pixar strategically placing their commercial breaks here. It's not like any ordinary DreamWorks special. This is literally strategically placed commercial breaks. It had only 3 breaks in there. And pretty much when this happens, like you're feeling it's terrifying. And Jessie is sealed up, and now she's freaking out. Then we go commercial. Commercial is completely in Japanese, not a lick of English at all. No subtitles, no nothing, except for the name of the toy. Pretty much we just see guys, and you're gonna love this. We don't see the toy in the commercial itself. We see guys in suits. So pretty much we see a giant Godzilla, not Godzilla per se, but like a giant monster. A guy who's a guy in a suit, almost Power Rangers-ish. Giant guy in a suit, like smashing the town, and pretty much like a Japanese general. I'm sure he's an animator. I can't really think of it. He's dressed up in something. He's pretty much. It looks like he's summoning Transitron, and like, all the vehicles that are just cardboard boxes are moving towards the scene. Then they assemble in like a Voltron-ish manner, and again they're cardboard. And then pretty much Transitron just does Kamehameha wave to blow them up.
Right.
And then pretty much then it just shows you the actual toy. Looks like mind you, they built some of these toys in real life. Lego Bunny is actually constructed in real life.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like the wind-up frog in Toy Story. They built an actual one, and stuff. It pretty much looks like an actual Transitron toy. This is basically on display as someone's like displaying Japanese over it saying Transitron. Anyway, so we're back in the action. Jessie, she is. The gang outside, they see a potato head. Oh, we're doomed. Give up. And Carl, I love how Combat Carl is still staying hopeful. Like, Jessie finds a way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the box, Jessie's panicking. The claustrophobia setting in more so than ever before. This is like her worst fear come true. She's in that pack of material, and that does not cushion it at all. Lack of air, even though she's a toy, no breathing. She's freaking out. And then she kind of reminds herself the courageous words of Combat Carl. Jessie never gives up. Jessie finds a way. She gets her bearings. She finds a paperclip again, learning from the tricks from before. This whole special, she's learned a lot of things. It's very important in this third act. The third act is really brilliantly conceived. She uses the paperclip. It's like a little thank you note in the sender information, whatever. She uses that. She gets that classic Western theme from Genshin's playing, like a mix between the Combat Carl theme, mixed between the classic Western theme. She sees Woody in the truck saying, Jessie, help me out of here. Then pretty much she just puts on her hat really triumphantly. Western looks so cool. Dun, dun, dun. So let's see. She rescues Woody. Meanwhile, Prickle Pants is in the glass case, and this is the part where it looks hopeless, and it's just a matter of suspense. And also, I love how he's about to quote the Dark Knight before he's saying a phrase that was used in the Dark Knight before. Potato cuts him off, saying, "It's always darkest before the." Would you stop it? They're doomed. They're never getting there. And love the continuous runner in the Toy Story universe that Potato Head is always wrong.
Oh yeah.
Think about it. He's always wrong. He says, "Okay, they're doomed. We're never seeing them again." Then they say, "Oh, hey guys." Anyway, so they're about to save themselves. But unfortunately, meantime, Bonnie and her mom are about to leave, and apparently it's another hole I kind of have with the special, mini hole. So apparently Bonnie didn't check. It's a realistic kid thing. I guess she didn't check her toys in the bag.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I guess that's just it's a realistic little kid thing.
Yeah, it's like a thing.
They only stayed one night, so.
They stayed one night. You didn't see her get the toys out. However, it's like the mother says, Bonnie, now make sure you check to see if your toys are. Get your toys together, and I guess you just figure I didn't take them out, so they must be in there.
Right. Yeah. So.
I don't know. So it's a reasonable kid thing, I guess. Anyway, let's see. So they're about to get in there, and Jessie. Again, I love this is classic Toy Story, real tense moment here. Jesse realizing, oh my god, we're not going to get out of here in time. Then pretty much she makes a real gutsy move. This is a classic Toy Story misunderstanding, like in the original Toy Story where, Woody is saving Buzz and it looks like he's killing Buzz.
Mm.
A classic misunderstanding. In this moment, everyone's saying, Jesse, why aren't you helping out? Come on, we gotta get out of here fast. And pretty much Jesse makes the only call she can make, or else they're all doomed to being abandoned. She signals. She's about to grab the curtain. Mr. Jones sees her, and it pretty much gets in. She faces off against the proverbial monster, the Frankenstein, if you will.
Oh yeah.
The Wolfman, I guess, would be the better term. When she gets into a monster battle, and she's in the position where no one else would see this. She sees, okay, wait, Combat Carl's hand. She kicks the Combat Carl's hand, comes out, and she figures, wait a second, Potato Head's arm. And then she does like a class. This is like the jump. This is the big scare, like the gross out scare moment of a horror movie. She she goes inside the belly of the beast, literally.
And inside the mouth just looks so freaking realistic.
Yeah, I know. It looks, again, they really studied those iguanas.
Yeah.
And I love probably the funniest gag in the thing. It makes everyone laugh. Pez Cat throws up a piece of Pez.
I almost wish they didn't ruin that in the trailer.
Yeah, in the trailer is pretty much, that's ABC for you. Anyway.
Yeah.
After a little bit of Pez moment, and Rex saying, I can't look, just turns his swivel head. Basically, Jessie has done the smart thing here. She's grabbed the arm, and pretty much she's expecting, okay, come and get it, after she attaches the arm to the curtain, pulls the curtain. The force of Mr. Jones pulls the curtain completely down. Bonnie and her mom see the toy display in the display case full of the toys in the background. My toys! And pretty much Ron's in trouble here. And pretty much it's completely obvious that he is a little, again, visually really nice tying up the loose ends here. Pretty much Mr. Jones dings the bell, pretty much communicating to Bonnie's mom that this is a regular operation here, and seeing all the other toys in that the case saying, are these my daughter's toys? No, maybe.
They might be yours. Yeah. Oh,
pretty much.
They might be your daughter's. Yeah.
Ron is in some big legal trouble here. So pretty much, basically she's saying, I should call the police. Hey, police, come on.
Oh, you don't need to go.
Anyway, and also he's trying to buy off Woody as she's leaving, and pretty much saying, I'll give you 200, I'll give you 100 for the cowboy. 200? Trying to scam her even then. What a douche.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, and then luckily he gets his comeuppance with the other toys in the case. They make their escape, and as Jesse gives a little wink to Combat Carl, pretty much, as they're making their escape. Really nice bit.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, after the Case toys escape, we're at the epilogue here. So the epilogue. Well, take us from the epilogue, Tiki. What's happening?
Oh, it's just a nice little simple breaking down of Jessie. She's got some development. She's got her confidence. Jessie never gives up. Jessie finds a way.
Woody thanks her. They all say, "No, we're all together again." Wait a second. Where's Potato Head?
I love Long John's delivery. Wait. Have you guys seen Potato Head?
Wait, where's Potato Head? He's over there. And then the monster has come to claim another victim. No, he's over there. Saying, oh, we ain't never get separated. And this is kind of their feeling for like kind of the Freddy Krueger claw coming out of the grave or something, pretty much. Kind of your classic, the little beat of like they're coming back, or pretty much Potato gets his parts. The little last jump scare usually. Potato gets his parts flung off. And then they're all doing like a Scooby-Doo-ish laugh at the end. Oh, G.I. Joe-ish Scooby-Doo laugh.
Right.
The day is saved. Oh, silly snarf. That kind of stuff. And then luckily they call that into question. We'll find a little bit of breaking the fourth wall. Rex saying, well, what happens next, Prickle Pants? Well, that's it. They cut to the credits about now. Really? About and we get an even better epilogue in the fashion of Toy Story 3. After that, big ending, we have something happening on the side here. Luckily, our case guys get a happier ending than the aquarium fish in Nemo. We're pretty much saying, stop Billy's house. And I love how visually Combat Carl Sr., he attaches his hand to his body. He got rewarded for helping Jessie, and he got his character has been fully arced and completed, and he is now past his limitation. He's now a fully formed character. Now he has his destiny, his goal that he's going to see Billy now. That's a sweet ending.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're all going to be taken in by Billy. One can optimistically hope. Anyway, so let's see. Meanwhile, Mr. Jones gets rewarded with some food, and then the funniest, most absurd. It's because it's at the end, we forgive it. The police come because Bonnie's mom did the smart thing. Called the police. The cops are there. Are you the manager? He covers his name tag. Oh, no. Let me get him for you, though. Again, I forgot to mention this. Manager is played by the wonderful Stephen Tobolowsky. Remember the guy, Kirsten Bell's father from Heroes? The other director of the organization, the company, I guess.
Oh, dear God. It's
Bald guy, glasses.
No, I don't, but moving on. No.
Point is, folks, look up Stephen Tobolowsky. Really good actor. He's really good. Anyways, point is, Tobolowsky played Ron the Manager. The brief lines he had really cool and creepy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so background again. I love the framing of this. The cops just waiting at the entrance, and you see him in the background. Like he ran all the way around the building to the back in the cop car. He's taking this big risk. He's going in the cop car.
I love that. Yeah.
And I love how the cops are commenting on it too, saying, "Told you not to leave the keys in the car." Left the keys in the car. He buckles up for safety, and then he backs up because he's in a rush. He backs up into the sign. The sign comes down, and he's on the run. And then one of the cops just casually says, I love that they're not freaking out or anything. He says, "We got to run."
Yeah.
And that's where it is.
That is Toy Story of terror.
Yeah, there's a deleted bit where Mr. Jones is going to an iguana sanctuary, but they had to cut that for time.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, that's Toy Story of terror.
Alright, so just really quick, because I've got like 5 minutes before Walking Dead. Just, overall, really good special, blah, 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 yeah,
Fantastic. It's a welcome addition to the Toy Story universe. Captures everything we loved about it. It's developing our characters further. Jesse was great in this. I really was impressed by Jesse, and all our characters were in character. Again, good through line, good reference to the classic horror movie stuff. And again, it's a perfect thing to watch around Halloween because it's just reminding you of kind of the spooky, kind of taking you off your guard moments. Just you're having a lot of fun doing it though. So it is truly something to watch around Halloween. But you don't need to just watch around Halloween. It's a monster. It's just a spooky movie to watch, and it's fun. So the great Toy Story characters remind you of what you love about it. And that's what a short for Toy Story should do. Remind you of what you loved about it in the first place and advancing the story further and just being a whole boatload of fun and just great hilarity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. So tune in tomorrow night when we continue the Haunted Holiday Hijinks and take a look at the Hey Arnold Halloween special. Oh yes, more Hey Arnold stuff. But until then, well folks, our spirits grow weary tonight. But don't worry. They'll be stronger than ever next time when we engage in more Haunted Holiday Hijinks.
Maniacal laugh.
Stay in school.